Crazy. I like this street. It's a really nice street. You know, you can tell it's mellow, nice trees on it. Everything looks really good. So we're gonna go and check out one of our projects. The guys just started working on it, on rehabbing the house. This is on Janet, so this is here in Riverside. We're gonna be fixing up the house. It was in pretty rough shape. We have already demoed a lot of the back, the sheds and all the units that were back there. And we're gonna be doing some ground up units in the backyard, leaving the house as is. What's a bummer about this one is we have a decent size lot and we have a big front yard, but there's an easement on it. And so where the street sits, we've got about a good 10 or 12 feet in the front yard that we actually can't even use. And so, you know, we'd love to put this unit in the front, give us a little bit more space in the backyard so these units aren't so close together and we'd have a little bit more yard space. But the way this lays out, not quite enough space to do that in the front yard. So we'll be just taking this main house, making sure it's cleaned up and looking good before we rent it out and pulling the permits for the backyard. So we're going to check on the progress, see how the guys are doing. They just started it, so I'm sure it's still in pretty rough shape. We'll go take a look, make sure they're there. What do you guys do? Oh, geez, dude. So they just came out with the autopilot on this one.
Oh yeah?
Uh-huh. I haven't even used it yet. I'm too scared. They're gonna die. But, yeah. So right now we're gonna go check out on Jane. So we bought two places almost at the exact same time, Jane and Janet. Both really good properties. Jane that we're going to first was definitely way more beat up. They had done an addition on the side of the house that is kind of crazy looking. And so we're trying to fix that up, make sure it's done right, and add another bathroom onto that home. It only has one bathroom right now. We never love that when we only have one bathroom. We always try and add a second bathroom whenever we can, and the square footage is there. For this one, the square footage is definitely there. We just need to reconfigure the kitchen and then make the master bedroom an actual master bedroom. And then the lot size is decent. Good little neighborhood, really cute place. We picked this one up for under 500 grand, so it's a good deal. Anytime we can get something in Riverside in a neighborhood that we love for underneath 500, you know, it's always a bonus for us. And then Janet, the second one that we have time that we can go check out, was in a lot better shape and condition. That one was a really weird 4-bed, 1-bath layout, and it kind of looked like it had split a bigger bedroom in the back. So we made it flow a little better, turned it into a true master bedroom in the back. And then that one's a really long, skinny lot, so it's perfect for this ADU setup, building the ground ups in the backyard. On that one, the parking's gonna be tricky, and so we're trying to add parking into the front yard and wherever we can to create more parking spaces, especially when we have something that we know is like tight and a little cul-de-sac, and there's already a lot of people parking there. It can make it difficult, you know. So for us, just figuring out that layout is really important. Over the years, we've learned how to create more parking and figuring out the layouts. Budget-wise for us on both of these, it was about Jane, that's a little bit more messed up, probably about 60 grand to get that going. That's because that one needs a new roof. Luckily, it's a flat roof. That's always a little cheaper. And then for Janet, that one was in pretty decent shape, so the bid on that one was probably around like 50 grand to get that all fixed up. So new bathroom added in, new flooring, painting, interior, exterior. The panel was already upgraded because it does have solar on it, so that's always a nice touch too. And but that's basically what the bid included: new flooring, new paint, interior, exterior, new kitchen. Demoed out a wall in the kitchen, so it's a nice kind of like open-looking floor plan. And then added another bathroom into the house. So all that cost us around 50 grand for all of that. But when you see it, it's a cute rental. It'll be a good one. I just wish the street was a little better, had a little bit more parking on it or something like that. It'd be really nice. But we'll make it work. We'll make sure there's parking for everyone. Our goal is to give every unit at least one parking spot on the property, and then hopefully we pick something that has enough street parking that it makes sense for us. All right, so this is beautiful little place here. So this is the bummer. So our property line, it's really weird on this one, you know, that's why we'd love to demo this all out. We will either way, do new fencing. We like to do vinyl fencing instead of wood, it just lasts way longer. Not that much, it's about $40 a linear foot for us to put in. But our property line on this one, you know, when we pulled the plans up and everything like that, actually ends like here. So this must be an easement, you know, from the city. So we can't really touch this space. If we could, we'd love to put a unit in this way up front in the front yard. But because of the layout and the property line, not really able to do that. So on these ones, it's always tough because so this one, when we bought it from the wholesaler, they had like a tenant here that obviously, who knows when the last time the owner was actually here. And so when we came back, you know, the tenant was out, but they kept coming back again and kind of breaking back into the property. It was so beat up and like dirty and nasty. It was just bad. So like you can see like all the damage to the roof line inside. It smelled really, really bad. And unfortunately, a lot of times they leave, usually not a dog, but it's like cats and stuff like that, you know? So the guys, when they're here, a lot of times they'll keep leaving out food or water until someone comes around for it. But we already demoed out a lot. There was so much trash here, and in the back, you'll see like all the fencing and everything that was there. We demoed out a ton of it, and like sheds that were in the backyard that we demoed out and threw away. So it was already probably about $4,000 worth of demo that was done here. And then that's why we kind of just boarded it up so that they'd stop breaking into the place. So I know on film you can't get the smell of this, but trust me, it is beautiful. So sometimes when we have people that are coming in and out of here, and we know we have squatters that are trying to get back into the house, a lot of times we'll just cut all the utilities for a while. So we cut water, power, any type of electrical or anything like that, so that they're not tempted to come back in here and like sleep and stay the night. Just makes it more uncomfortable for them. And if there's no running water or anything like that they can use. Doesn't always stop them. Sometimes we've come back and they've filled the bathtub full of feces or whatever they feel like. So it's pretty nasty. But this one, you know, you can see the condition of it and like the additions that were made. Pretty sure this was a garage. And so the way they had it was like a bedroom. So we will convert this properly, make this into a master bedroom in here. It's so dark, I don't even know if you can even see in here. No? Yeah? So this one's pretty dark in here, but this will be converted into a true master bedroom. And then back in the back here, we'll run the plumbing since we already have it here in the kitchen, but we'll demo this all out, demo this wall out to make it more of like an open floor plan. Take this out as well. This is like a little closet area, so that we can make a bathroom back here by the master, put the laundry in here where the water heater's at, and make this just flow a little better so it actually flows like a decent sized kitchen. All this needs to be ripped out, torn out, redone. All new flooring, do all the walls. Electrical needs to be regrounded, because one of the things we always look at when you see these two prongs, there's no ground, and so the whole house needs to be grounded. Even though you'll see a mix between like 2-prong outlet and a 3-prong outlet, like over here. And some people think like, oh, maybe it's grounded. It's not. They just probably switched this outlet out because the plug was falling out, or they needed the 3-prong because they bought a new TV that it didn't plug in. And so they'll just switch it out. But you can definitely tell all the outlets are 2-prong. Another thing that we look at on a house like this is you can see the water damage, especially here. So it needs a new roof. We need to scrape all the popcorn off. So this one would be a cool one to see the before and after and what it looks like. We'll cancel out this heater, pull it out completely. And then back in here, and I'll have to call the team and tell them, now that the guys are actively working on the project, you can see they've already done some demo work. So like in here in the bathroom, they had to rip this out. It's funny because even though this bathtub looks so nasty, this bathtub is solid. So this one can easily be reglazed and it'll literally last forever. These things are super expensive, but we can redo all the walls, do hardy backer board, make sure we do nice tile, shower in here and get it ready for new tenants and people that really want to rent it out. The plumbing, you know, we'll do new plumbing in here, do the new fixtures, new toilets and everything like that. But this bathtub, because it's so solid, we might keep this and just reglaze it and clean it really well. Do new drains, new valves, and new fixtures. But now the guys are actively working here. We'll call the team up and get the power and water turned on. And then you can see this will be bedroom number 2. And then here will be bedroom number 3. But you can see we got a nice, beautiful little hole right here. And you can see how bad this was. So tons of damage. You can see some of the mold and everything like that. So we just gotta make sure we take this all down, do it the right way, replace all the drywall in here, clean it all up, new flooring, new baseboards, new paint. By the time we're done, you won't even be able to tell what happened. Then this kitchen will flow a lot better, and we can go check out the backyard and show you guys a little bit of the floor plan that we looked at before in the office and what we're gonna do here. It's like what I talked about. We'd love to do something in the front yard here because it's a decent sized front yard. What we'll do is make sure it's fenced off right, and we have a nice little pathway to the backyard so the tenants can park here on this side and also parking on the other side. And here in the backyard, you'll be able to see, and you can see just all the damage that's done here, you know, over the years. And I'm sure the owner was probably out of state and just never checked on the property, and over time it gets really torn up, you know. So you can see there's wasp nests, everything else that's back here. All these structures, they did a weird add-on that we'll have to demo out because we know that wasn't permitted. But then back here, even though it doesn't look too large with this fencing gone and everything gone, we'll be able to fit in these 2 units back here. So where we're standing is right about here. So we'll be able to have this, we call this our hamburger style. This will be a 2-story ADU. And then this one will be our single story, and that'll go right over here. And so by the time we're done, hopefully look really nice. It won't look too weird because people are like, oh, you're gonna do a 2-story in a single story neighborhood. But as you can tell, like this roof line is a lot higher than just a single story. And then right behind us, we've got a 2-story unit that's multifamily on the other side of our property. So it should fit in pretty well to the neighborhood. We'll make it look good, and all this stuff will get demoed out. So if anyone wants a tough shed, let us know. Free tough shed right here in the backyard. It's actually probably the nicest thing on this property. But all this will get demoed out. We'll pull it all out. Oh, hey, buddy. There's some nice little pups. Hey, bud. Totally lovable. You can feed them anytime. Just kidding. I would not touch those dogs. And maybe we can put one of those in our backyard and it'll help us out, not get broken into. So for this one here, to get the main house ready, you've seen the condition, how bad it is, and the roof. We're probably looking at about 6 weeks, 8 weeks max to get this one ready. Then we can do the fencing and everything like that at the same time. So we'll do the fencing, the main house will be ready to rent. And in our lease, we'll just state, hey, we're gonna be doing construction in the backyard, but by the time we get those plans into the city, approved and submitted, it's probably gonna be another 3 to 4 months at least before we get those plans back and approved. Unless we have another plan set that's pre-approved, then we can use that and just say, hey, we're using the same plan over here on Jane, and we just wanna set this in the backyard. If we do it that way, hopefully it'll go a lot faster. But if not, 4 months. So we'll put that in the lease for the tenants so they know, hey, there's gonna be construction going on, and we can just do it that way instead of that.